Well, good morning and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our call. We really appreciate everyone taking a little time out of their busy holiday schedule. Happy holidays to each and every one of you and your families. And we here at Financial Halo absolutely know we are going to have a fantastic year. We know that we got some great things that we're rolling out. And again, appreciate all of you taking the time. I hope that most of you have had a chance to review the legal disclaimer. Got to get that out of the way. And again, good morning. My name is Sunil Wadhwa. I'm the co-founder and CEO president for Financial Halo. My business partner, Mr. Ken Newton, he is the co-founder and COO of Financial Halo. He will not be on our call here today. He is actually traveling. He is in Louisiana from where he is, where he grew up. He's there with his family, celebrating his mom's 94th birthday. So we wish her a happy birthday and a great holiday to Ken and his family. We have some incredible leaders on this call. We want to thank you. And I want to just keep this call a casual call because that's what it is. We are in a beta launch. As some of you have already come on our calls over the last couple of weeks. You know, we started to do a call about 3 weeks ago, maybe 3.5 weeks ago now, I guess, somewhere in there. And the whole idea was to give everyone a preview of where we are and where we're headed. And it wasn't an open call. It was only for a select few of our friends and leaders in the industry. But that call got out of control real fast. What happened after that call was amazing. The leaders called and said, Sunil, there's no way we're going to keep a lid on this. We asked them to keep a lid on it. In fact, many of them actually signed NDAs to be even on that call. And after that call, we were persuaded by these leaders and said, hey, come on, man, there's no way that you can keep a lid on this. We need to immediately reach out to some of our key leaders and let them know that this is coming. And we kept emphasizing, as I'm going to emphasize here on this call, ladies and gentlemen, that we are in a beta launch, which simply means we are not close to taking any business on board with the services and products that we're going to be marketing. But what that simply means is that you are absolutely at the right place at the right time. I know that's a term statement that's been used and overused, but it is what it is. That's where you are, and you're very fortunate to be here, we believe, because you have that ability to position yourself, position your key leaders, and take advantage of our very lucrative compensation plan that we are going to share with you in just a moment. Of course, along with the services that we're going to be offering. Let me jump right in here and share with you our mission statement, which is very important to us, should be very important to you as well, is to enhance, preserve, and protect the financial well-being of those who place their trust in us, helping people to develop financial strategies to overcome stress. Unfortunately, we know we're a nation of stress today. By providing proven, high-integrity products and services that exceed expectations. It's very important to us, folks. We want to definitely provide something to the consumer out there that they really need, and it's proven. And we'll talk about some of those areas here in just a few minutes. We will help remove debt, anxiety, and worry while increasing the net worth, personal well-being, and enjoyment of life in our customers' lives. We will heal relationships and save families from the burden of financial uncertainty. You know, again, not to belabor this point, we all know what's happened in the U.S. over the last few years. We were, of course, back in 2004, 2005, 2006, 2007. Those years were heydays here in the U.S. You know, our homes were increasing value. We were buying Hummers and TVs and so on. And then, of course, a crash happened. And over the last several years, there's been a lot of hurt, frankly, in this country, and we hope to help with that with the various different halos, as we call them. Let me share that with you. What I'm going to share on this screen is a quick schematic of our website. This is not, of course, our website. I'm going to show you a picture of our front page of our website in just a moment, but to give you an idea of what we're creating here. As you and your prospects come onto the website, and your website, you'll have a replicated website, you'll see a quick flash video, a 30,000-foot overview of what Financial Halo is. Then they'll enter into our website where you'll see the normal tabs, About Us, Executive Team, Board of Directors. You'll see our Master Distributor Team. We'll share a little bit more about that here in a few minutes. And we are also firm believers of giving back. So we're going to have a foundation, and some very unique ideas are coming up for our foundation. Then they'll see a concept video that'll be a little bit more detailed than the preamble video. And what they'll see on the website immediately are two sections, if you will. Our first section of services are under the label of net worth acceleration and debt acceleration, debt resolution. Let me describe the various different halos. Our first halo is my accelerator halo. What this division is a very sophisticated software that actually, the concept began in Australia and the European market about 15 years ago. It came into the U.S. about 6-7 years ago, did very well, but then with the lockdown of HELOCs and the banking lockdown of the HELOCs, the home equity line of credits and so on, that concept fizzled away. Well, we believe, because of what I just said, in the sense that America was in a heyday back in the mid 2000s, and then we crash and burn because of the economy. We were a nation of spending, as I said. We were buying Hummers and TVs and so on. I'm a firm believer. I'm very excited, by the way, that the country is taking this turn, and that is that more and more people, I believe, are focused in on saving money now. And that's what this calculator helps you do. This software, I should say, helps you do. It keeps you on track, and it's very, very sophisticated. And if a person follows this software, it helps people retire their mortgage, for example, in many cases 20+ years ahead of schedule. So if you're on a 30-year mortgage, imagine paying that mortgage off 20 years ahead of schedule, as well as your credit card debts and your car payments and so on, literally putting tens of thousands of dollars back in your pocket. And what this really, to me, is a mindset of kind of investing in your debt. I love that that concept. You know, we're all chasing investments. Let's go buy this, or let's invest in this, and let's hope that we get a rate of return. But if, again, we just focus right back on our debts and we eliminate our debts, what's your rate of return by doing that? It's very significant, especially when you have a tool like this. So we're very excited about rolling this out. And we've teamed up with a company that's been doing this for 8.5 years now, very successfully. We have a world-renowned speaker who is going to be spearheading that division for us. And in fact, I spent a couple hours with him yesterday. He's a great guy. We've had some great conversations over the last 30+ days, but it was great to meet him. Very, very intelligent young man, and knows his stuff, and he's the guy that's going to lead the charge for us in my accelerator halo. All right, our next division is a much needed division. That is to help people eliminate their credit card debt. Again, we are a nation of debt, unfortunately. Again, I believe that mindset is shifting. This company's been around for 12+ years. They have a stellar record, but what they have is a very unique concept. You know, this industry of helping people get rid of their credit card debt is frankly littered with companies out there that have overpromised and underdelivered. Well, these guys have been doing what they say they're going to do, but they also have a very unique concept. Not only do they negotiate for the client, on behalf of the client, with their credit card companies and creditors as a whole, but they also have a program called invalidation. Now, I won't get into details here. We're going to have them on our calls here, on training calls, to explain that entire concept. But because of their unique program, we believe that they are the most unique program in the country, and we're very excited to team up with them. Our next division is My Tax Halo. You know, when we started to consider this, and we all know that people are dealing with IRS issues, but man, it was absolutely mind-boggling to me how many people in this country are dealing with tax issues with the IRS. You may also remember that there were major TV advertisements going on by mainly 3 companies out there. And what was really, again, mind-boggling to me was that those 3 companies on an annual basis were taking in somewhere about $150 million of fees from the consumers out there. But unfortunately, all 3 of them got shut down because they weren't doing what they said that they were going to do. we're very happy that we have teamed up with a lady that is amazing. She's been in this arena. In fact, she was actually part of one of those three companies, and she was disgusted with how they were doing business and not delivering what they said they were going to do. That she broke off 12 years ago and established her own company, and she's absolutely doing it right. You know, we were so fortunate to run into her, and we have teamed up with her. We actually brought her into a video studio about I guess about 3 weeks ago now, and videotaped her. She'll be on our website. She'll be on some of these conference calls, by the way. And we also brought in 4 of her clients that she had helped out. But she's done some amazing things. Let me share a couple of quick facts about her company. She has brought in $33 million of debt that clients owed the IRS, but she eliminated $32 million of it, gone. She has plaques all over her office showing her offer and compromise as an example, as one of her services. I'll just give you a couple quick examples. 2/3 of her clients actually have had their case settled for less than $100. She literally has plaques on her wall that show that a client that owed $150,000, she was able to negotiate with the IRS and get rid of that debt for $5,000. I saw one yesterday. I was in her office yesterday. Client owed $753,000, I believe. No, and don't quote me on these exact numbers, but I believe it was $753,000, and she was able to successfully negotiate it down to $11,000. Another situation was $250,000. That client, she was able to successfully negotiate that. I believe it was less than $100. So just some amazing things that she's doing for her clients, but more importantly is the mindset and the compassion that she has for her clients. She literally puts her arms around her clients and takes very good care of them. Not only her, but her entire staff. So we're very excited about teaming up with her and the compensation that we put together for you there as well, which I'll share in just a moment. My foreclosure halo. We all know what crazy mess this country's been in with people losing their homes in this environment, and unfortunately, many millions more will be losing their homes. We're teaming up with a company that is doing it right. Again, an area that's been littered with companies that have overpromised and underdelivered, people that charge fees and don't do what they say they're going to do. Well, this gentleman I've known for quite a bit, for about 3 years now. He and I have been talking about what he's doing, and he has really perfected his entire system, and has now negotiated on behalf of homeowners about $1 billion worth of mortgages. And he's just doing it right. We're very excited about what he's doing, and we'll be actually having him on our calls here as well to share a little bit more in depth with you. Our next is our credit halo, another area littered with companies that don't do what they say they're going to do. We've teamed up with a company that's been around since 1999, and he is extremely excited about joining us at Financial Halo. He is very proud of his success in the industry. He is very proud of the fact that he has zero complaints, ladies and gentlemen, since 1999. And that's just absolutely unheard of in the credit repair arena. So we're very excited about teaming up with him as well. Our next segment or section of services then kind of transitions into asset accumulation and life enhancement. We've also rolled out a halo called My FOREX Halo. We're very excited about this. We have a company that is literally just kind of in a launch period themselves, although they've been at it for about 8.5 years. They've spent about $16 million, and they have now perfected a software that is fully robotic software that trades the Forex market. And incidentally, the Forex market is huge. Much bigger than the stock market. You know, the stock market, I believe the number is $28 billion a day that it trades. The Forex market trades, actually, I've got to adjust that number. I was just told by one of our top trainers and leaders in the Forex arena that market is actually anywhere from $4 to $5 trillion a day. So vastly larger market than the stock market, and these guys have perfected a software. By the way, right after this webinar at 11:30 Pacific time, 2:30 East Coast time, we'll be doing a webinar for My FOREX Halo and introducing everyone to the president of that division. If you can jump on that call and learn a little bit more about the Forex division. At the end of this presentation, I'll give you a code if you have not been forwarded that code to get into that webinar, so stay tuned for that. Our next Halo is My Health Halo. I'm very excited about this as well because this is a great technology. I'll try to keep the story very short here. A scientist, inventor, I should say, that used to be with the government. He was on very high-level stuff. He used to work on satellites and so on. Created this technology based on a NASA technology that was rolled out back in 1980. What he did was he took light technology and frequency technology and brought it together in a commercial unit. He then gave this commercial unit to a doctor in Denver, and this doctor has been using this device for the last, I believe, 4+ years now, and has had miraculous results with this technology. Long story short, one of our other partners, in fact, partner of My Debt Halo, found this doctor in Denver. And unfortunately, his wife over the years has been dealing with a lot of different ailments. In fact, she was using a cane for a very long time. Long story short, Rick and his wife ran into this doctor, who's very well known, by the way. His doctor in Denver is a doctor for the Denver Broncos. He's also been the doctor for the Saudi family. He has created several techniques in the chiropractic world, and 17,000 plus doctors worldwide use some of his techniques even today. So it's a very, very well-known guy, and he's been using this technology. Well, long story short, Rick and his wife found him. They went to him for some treatment, and to kind of fast forward the story, along with some of the other treatments and this light and frequency technology, his wife, after dealing with a lot of her ailments for 20+ years, is no longer using a cane, and many of her other ailments have dramatically improved. And so with that, Rick talked to this doctor and this inventor and said, hey, listen, I'm absolutely blown away. You guys have given me my wife back after 20+ years of her dealing with all these issues. I want to mass market this program. And we have been given the exclusive worldwide rights to market this for a personal unit that will be created for our company, and we will be marketing this worldwide. So we're very excited about bringing this technology as well. So as you can see from our halos, we have the halos to eliminate debt, and then we have halos to, again, increase assets and, of course, increase one's life, and we'll be adding other halos on board. Now, very quickly, I want to show you that our .net site is very similar to our .com site. The .com site will, of course, share with the prospect all of the various different services and products. The .net site will talk about the opportunity. So they're going to be very similar in design, as you can see. And from there, I want to transition and share with you a little bit of a broader picture of where we're going with Financial Halo. You just learned a little bit about our accelerator program, our debt halo, my foreclosure halo, my tax halo, my credit halo, my trading halo, and my health halo. From there, ladies and gentlemen, we're very excited also because we're going to be adding my insurance halo. Now, I've been a very big proponent of life insurance all my life. It's one of those things that nobody wants to pay for, but I'll tell you, it's one of those necessary evils to have. I know too many people out there that have lost the breadwinner of the household, and they have left the family in total financial disarray. So we believe in insurance. We believe in helping people retire some of their interest, put it back in their pocket, show them how to make money, show them how to possibly make money in the Forex program and so on, and then carve some of those dollars out on a monthly basis for insurance. Now, a sub-halo of my insurance halo is a very exciting concept that Mr. Paul Thorne, who you're going to hear from here in just a moment, brought to the table. I've known about this concept for a number of years. In fact, I was actually looking into it when Paul introduced us to a couple of his key leaders that have been very successful in this particular area. We're not going to talk about that here today, but we're excited to possibly bring that halo on board, and it is very much of a needed concept. and is going to pay some very big commissions to our sales force. And again, we'll roll more of that out probably on next week's call or so, depending on our communication and discussions with this particular company. We're also going to have My Travel Halo. You know, one of the things that we want to focus in here, again, as I pointed out, life enhancement. We absolutely want our people, our clients, our associates to focus in on getting out of debt, but we also want people to have fun in life. So we're going to team up with a concept that's been around for about 10 years. This company is actually run by one of my friends. He's done a stellar job, and we're going to team up. We'll roll out some more information about that Halo in the coming few weeks. My Software Halo. This is an exciting area as well. We're teaming up with a company that has created a technology, a software, and a system for doctors' offices, chiropractors' offices, for dental offices, physical therapists, and so on. Right now, the medical community as a whole are working under a very archaic software system. It's very expensive and certainly does not do anywhere near what this particular company does. And we'll be teaming up with them. They've got a great program, great compensation for us and you, and on an ongoing monthly basis as well. And again, we'll roll out more details to that in the coming weeks. My Business Halo. This is several different halos, will be sub-halos under this category, and they are solutions for small business owners out there. We are in negotiations with 3 different concepts that are very much needed but very much unknown in the marketplace by small business owners. So we'll be rolling that out. My Real Estate Halo and my Mortgage Halo. That'll be rolled out probably the first quarter or perhaps into the second quarter of next year. What I want to emphasize here to you folks is that, as you can see, we are going to expand our halos. We're not going to have hundreds and thousands of different halos and products and services. We're going to be very picky about what we bring in. And by the way, I might add here that if any of you out there know any inventors, if you know of any products or technologies that we should consider, you know, there's a lot of great people out there that have great products and technologies, but frankly, they don't know what to do with them. They don't know what to do with them from a marketing standpoint. And but you know, we know what to do with them. All the leaders on the call here, you guys are amazing at what you do. We know from a marketing standpoint what to do with these technologies. So if you have any access to any of these products, technologies, bring them to us. And should we implement them under our halos, you'll be overriding that entire division forever. And as you can see, some of these divisions, ladies and gentlemen, are going to be U.S. based. Some of them are going to be U.S. based and Canada. Some are going to be international. For example, the FOREX program is international right now today. The health device that we're going to be rolling out, that will be international as we roll that out. And some of the other things that we're going to be launching here will be international as well. So we'll have a combination of U.S.-based, North America-based, and international-based. Let me transition here and now share with you a little bit about our master distributor team. We are bringing on board 10 top individuals as master distributors here in the U.S., and we'll be appointing master distributors in every country around the country as we develop our halos. We're also bringing on division presidents. Each one of our halos will have a division president. We've already appointed several of these individuals, but some of these areas are still wide open. And if any of you on the call may have the background and experience and want to consider these very coveted positions, we'll give you a couple of emails at the end of the call here to go ahead and forward your information. But let me take a moment to introduce you guys to some of our key individuals. These guys are amazing individuals. We're so very proud to have them on board with us. And our first one is our very first master distributor that we appointed, a very dear friend of ours. I've known Doug now for about 6 years. Dr. Doug Tuman is out of New York. He's a very successful doctor. He owns several practices in the New York region. He's been in network marketing for about 13 years. He's a 7-figure income earner in our industry. He loves our industry. And we're, again, so very happy. He's been very instrumental in helping Ken and I with various different things and getting our company launched off. And Ken asked me to also thank you, Doug. He's not on the call here today, but we appreciate everything that you've done over the last several months to help us get to where we are today. So, Dr. Doug Tooman, come online and share your thoughts of where we are and where we're headed. Hey, bud, we can't hear you.
Hey there, how are you?
Good.
I think I unmuted, then you muted. So, Sunil, thanks so much for having me as part of the team. I really appreciate it. I'm grateful. This is, I was talking before the call, with you and others that were listening before we officially started. This is just an extraordinary time to be in a beta launch of a company. And, for all of us, I know that you've been looking for the perfect products, for the perfect company. And for myself, I'm always very mission focused. I'm always looking at, is this something that I think will catch on with the masses? Do we have something unique for our industry? Are the products going to help people? As a physician, that's always what I've been about, helping people. So I was in health and wellness for my first 12 years in the industry. And with this particular company making a switch, the primary reason it's certainly the product categories, because I think finally we have something that not only people can use, but people need. People can use health products, people can use electricity or whatever, but this is something that's needed. That's something that will make a difference in people's lives if we can take someone out of foreclosure, if we can get someone away from the IRS grasp and into a place where they're safe, into a place where there's positive cash flow, out of debt. I look at the millions and millions and millions of people that these products, the suite of products, these halos, will make a difference in, and I'm really on board in a big way because of that. We're going to have so many stories, so many testimonials, so many people that we're going to be helping. And that, to me, is what this is all about. It's the exciting part of this. I also, of course, as you mentioned, I'm kind of a numbers guy, and I am excited about the compensations that we have here. When you have a company that offers a product line in nutrition or whatever it may be, that's how you're going to build your company. When you have a product categories, and I think on that one slide, Sunil, that you showed, you see the future of this company. I know you see it clearly, and you have a vision of a place where we just gather somebody's trust by helping them, for example, improve their credit score, make it so that they can get a car loan, whatever it may be, something simple, something inexpensive. And then all of a sudden, they're our customer, and then they're our partner, and then they're helping other people. And when you look at that, whether it's real estate, insurance, things that you may or may not be interested in, when we go out to the mass market with this, and we have marketing campaigns, and the true business of networking people, telling people, and sharing with people about what is available here, what we have to offer them, we are going to start, I believe, a true tsunami of people coming on board to be part of this company, to be part of this mission, to be part of changing lives. So for everybody out there, when we are able to put together and finalize and show people the compensation plan, I think the numbers are going to really stun people about what you can do in just particularly one halo, but then double that, triple that, quadruple that, make it 5 times, 6 times, 7 times with a network that I believe will just explode across the country and other countries. We're in for something really big. So, Sunil, I don't want to take too much time. I know it's Saturday afternoon, but I want to thank you and I want to thank Ken for taking on this huge task and taking on the possibilities of what Financial Halo can be in this beta launch. So thank you very much. Glad to be here.
Great to have you on board, bud. Our next is our second master distributor that's been appointed is Mr. Paul Thorne. I've been in the industry for about 25 years, and I've known about Paul for many years. He's just such a phenomenal builder in our industry and a phenomenal leader, one of the nicest guys you'd ever meet, and I'm absolutely honored to have him on board with Financial Halo. And Paul, thank you for all you do, and Molly, and we really are excited to have you on board. And it's amazing what you've done in such a short amount of time with us already, and over the last couple weeks you have brought some amazing leaders to Financial Halo, and we're so excited to again have you and your leaders coming on board with the Financial Halo.
Well, thank you very much, Sunil. I have to share that, you know, when you and Ken called, uh, I was all ears, because I mean, as you know, I get hit with something either every day or at least a couple times a week in the industry, uh, and usually, you know, say no, thank you, but appreciate you contacting me. Or if it's an email, I write them back and say I'm not interested. But you know, when I heard, you know, how ambitious your plans were, and the diversity of the product line, I got pretty excited, and I started evaluating it and looking at it. And you know, one of the things, if you look at the great companies in our industry, uh, they don't start a company to make money. They start a company to make a difference. And for me, that means everything, to be mission driven. Even going back to my real estate days for 15 years as a Century 21 broker owner, we made a difference in people's lives when we found them a beautiful home at a price they could afford. It was their American dream. So, you know, I understand how making a difference is so much more satisfying, because the big money, when you make a difference in someone's life, is just a byproduct of taking care of their needs. And when you look at our halos, all of which are billion-dollar markets, they take care of so many needs. And these are things they didn't teach us in high school or college. These are things that, you know, that we're learning now, that we have to teach other people so that they can have financial security. Um, you know, I come from traditional business, so the reason I left real estate after 15 years is because I saw the residual income that was in this industry, and that's great. But I have to tell you, you know, several companies I was with where I had thousands of distributors, with the comp plans they had that are antiquated today, ended up being where you'd have 30,000 people to make $30,000 a month, and that's not something most people can do. When you look at our halos and you look at the people you can help, you know, the financial halos of taxes or insurance or real estate or health, these are all industries that can help everybody and give us a more diverse recruiting power. Because as has been said before, if there's 10 people you're talking to, typically if you're just a health and wellness company, you're gonna attract 2 or 3 at best. But when you look at all the different areas that we're involved in, you're probably going to hit 7 or 8 interested folks for coming in. And you know what creates the duplication is simplicity, as we all know. And I love this awesome referral marketing where we don't have to know anything about taxes. We don't have to know anything about these different halos. We're just going to refer them over, and they're going to take that client on and take them through the sales process. So all we have to do is push play, basically. And I find that extremely exciting. And as far as you know, my fellow leaders on the phone, most of them, I mean, that are on this webinar, they have built big organizations, and as team builders, they realize, and I'll just say this briefly because I know you're going to cover it in detail here in a second, Sunil, but the power of recruiting that we have when we can offer, you know, a regional director position, a senior regional director position, or a state director of a state, or even a national director of 8 states, gives us the recruiting power that we don't have in other opportunities. And then when you put the diversity of all the different halos and products and services that we're going to help people with, you've got a home run. I mean, Molly and I call this the early Christmas present. And for all of you on the phone, leaders coast to coast, you're going to have a very happy new year. We're in the first mover advantage stage. Early is key. All 3 companies that I developed thousands of people on my team with, that was part of the recipe, was to be early. And we're in beta launch, going into soft launch, pre-launch January 15th, and then around June, we're going to have our national launch in Las Vegas. So, you know, you put all this together, nobody's even enrolling anybody yet, but I already have leaders on this phone that have their teams put together for when we flip the switch, which I understand Sunil will be very, very soon. So I can't tell you, we are just so excited and jazzed about what's going to happen in 2014 that, you know, I'm just proud to be part of the team.
It's great to have you on board, my friend. Thank you so much for all you're doing. Our next president of our Halo is my insurance Halo is Mr. Gary Wood. He's going to be spearheading this division, and we're so very excited. I've known Gary for a number of years now. He's just a very aggressive go-getter. He knows what he's doing in the insurance world, a big builder, big income earner, And so we're very, again, excited to have him on board. Gary, share where we are and where we're going, bud.
Hey, Sunil, can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Good morning. Happy holidays, everybody. If you don't already know it, Financial Halo will be the company of 2014. I feel it in my bones. I already know what's going to happen. I've seen the structure being put together for many months now. And this is something that other speakers have talked about being very much needed. But, you know, you only have a couple chances in this business world to hit it pretty big. I had one with A.L. Williams and one other one, and I really think that this is the big, big, big one that is it for me. I love the insurance industry. I've just ate it and slept it for almost 30 years. There's so many wonderful things that you can do with the new insurance products nowadays. And, you know, with this kind of a concept with so many products that we have, Sunil, you have a situation where you can bring somebody to the dance, but they might fall in love many, many times when they get there with all these other things that we have, that they don't really understand the true value of them and how they really work. They've heard of some of them, but they don't really know. You know, so these chances don't come along very often. You know, the last company that Sunil and I teamed up with, we recruited over 68,000 people in less than 5 months. So we definitely know how to build and work together, and that was an exciting time. But for certain situations, it didn't have all the pieces put together like this one does. So I'm really excited. I don't say that very much anymore. I've got excited a few times, but I get hit like most of you with so many things and so many deals. But this is one I feel in my bones will work. That's why I got involved really early and going to be such a big integral part. I think that if everybody will understand that you probably need to rest up, take some vitamins, because come next Wednesday or so on the 1st, this thing is going to rocket ship. We're going to work and go all out. I know how to, you know, put into 20-hour days like Sunil knows how to, and Ken and the rest of the leaders on the call. So if people haven't heard about Financial Halo yet, they're about to very quickly. So I would be in an all-out recruiting mode right now for whatever division or whatever suits your fancy in terms of these different products. I love the Forex thing. I love the insurance. There's several of these things. I know I can just bring hundreds of clients that I have from the insurance industry from years past, because they really need help with all of these things. So I couldn't be more excited, Sunil. I'm super happy to be working with you again. I know we have a lot of fun when we work together, and that's what a lot of this is all about, is making big money, helping people, but also having a great time. And I'm sure you'll be telling people soon about the you know, trips and incentives and all the fun stuff we're going to do together as we build this thing. And folks, you found a home that can be your last one if you apply yourself here, and really, really get excited about what's about to happen in just less than a week now. So back to you, buddy.
Thanks, bud. Appreciate that. And no doubt, we are absolutely going to focus in on having fun. That's what life's about. Our next appointment has been in an area for the Forex. My Forex Halo is going to be run by Steve DeWitt, and you're going to hear from him on our 11:30 webinar. We're going to introduce him, and he'll share with you. He's got an incredible background. You don't want to miss that call. And at the end of this webinar, I'm going to give you a webinar code if you don't have that, and how to get into that call. So we'll wait for that call to have you hear from him. Our next appointment has been to our My Health Halo, which is going to be run by Dr. Lewis Meltz. I've known Doc for now, gosh, I think it's been 30 years now. He is just an amazing guy, very, very, very intelligent guy. His resume is a mile long, and we're so very excited to have him run this division. And you're going to hear from him next week. He's out on holidays, and so we'll have you again hear from him here. Hopefully next week we'll get him on the webinar. The next division is our real estate and mortgage division. It's going to be run by a very dear friend of mine. We often kid that he's my brother from another mother. So Dr. Greg Somerville. He's not a doctor, but we call him doctor. But great friend, great guy. He's going to spearhead these two divisions. And Greg, I believe you're on an open line, my friend, if you're on the call. Oh, did we lose him? Looks like we lost Greg. Hopefully we can get him back in here to share a couple things about that. Let me transition here and share with you our very lucrative compensation plan and the residual income and immediate components of our compensation plan. One thing I want to make sure you guys are crystal clear on. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to monitor the GoToMeeting, see if we got Greg back. No, he's still off. All right. So one of the things that I want to really emphasize and overemphasize as I share some of these numbers with you is that these are not our final numbers. So we are literally working with one of the top MLM consultants in the country, in the world. He is helping us develop a compensation model. But what I wanted to really just emphasize here is the sheer dollars that we are putting on the table for you and your associates when you make a sale. As an example, offering compromise. This is an amazing service that our tax provider offers, as I shared some stories with you earlier. The cost of this is $6,500, and we are putting some very, very big dollars on the table for you. Again, please don't hold us to any of these numbers. We are going to be refining the comp plan as of actually this afternoon and get our programmers on it and so on. But just again, want to show you that we are putting some very, very serious dollars. My foreclosure halo, that's going to range from $3,500 to $6,500 depending on various different aspects of the mortgage, etc. But again, you can see the kind of dollars we are putting into the compensation. My accelerator halo, the software that helps people save literally tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. You can see again that big money is being put into the compensation model. My health halo, this is that light and frequency technology, same kind of structure, lots of dollars being put into the comp plan. My debt halo, this is the credit card negotiation invalidation concept. Just to give you a quick example, this will vary depending on how much credit card debt a person has, but the company's telling us that the average credit card debt client that comes on board has about $30,000 in credit card debt. In this example, there'll be X dollars that goes into the client's savings account so that negotiations can happen. There'll be X dollars that come into the company that, of course, is doing all the negotiations, and then there's X dollars paid to Financial Halo, which of $75 of it, in this example, will go into the comp plan. But you're paid over a long period of time here in this program. You're paid over 30 months in many cases, 36 months, 48 months, depending on the situation of that client. So look at the math here on the right, just again to give you an example of how much money each client could be worth for you when you bring a client into this halo. Our next one is going to be the credit halo, and this one is going to be smaller numbers in the comp plan. $30 per month is going to be put into the comp plan, but some very serious amount of money you can make over time, because this is again over a 12-month period, or even in some cases 16 months to 24 months, depending on the situation of that particular client. What we did with my FOREX Halo is that we aligned ourselves with the company called FOREX DAT. They're the company that spent the last 8.5 years. They are a publicly, their parent company is a publicly traded company. They've spent $16 million in creating this software, and so we have teamed up, partnered up with them, and we're going to be working within their compensation structure. So we invite you to get more information on that division by going to go to www.forex-dat.com/financial halo. So those of you that were invited personally by Ken or myself, you'll want to go to Financial Halo. Those of you that were invited by others that are going to be sponsoring you into Financial Halo, you're going to want to go to their site, and they will have to give you that site. It'll be forex-dat.com/ whatever their username is. Please go to that site and check out their videos, their compensation plan, and again, in just about 45 minutes, 11:30 Pacific time, we're going to have another webinar on just my FOREX Halo, and we'll introduce you to Steve DeWitt, who's going to be running that division. Now, here's a quick look of our website. And this is the front page of our website. And as you can see, it's very, very easy to navigate through this website. And here's our entire premise, ladies and gentlemen, as we build our organization. And I believe Gary touched on it, and Paul touched on it, and so did Doug. Our objective at Financial Halo is to have our associates out in the field, frankly, do very little. In other words, we don't really want any of you or your associates talking about my debt halo, my tax halo, my foreclosure halo. We don't want you to try to explain any of these divisions, how the light and frequency technologies work. We simply want you to bring your prospect to your website. You're going to be given two websites, a .com and a .net website. You're looking at the .com site. This is where your prospect will simply click on one of these halos. Now, the other thing, and Paul touched on this, but I really want to emphasize this point to you as to what you have here with our company and our opportunity. In most MLM companies that you and I have represented, whether it's a juice company or a vitamin company or whatever out there, if we bring 10 prospects to our website, we're lucky if one or two of them will do business with us. We believe when you bring 10 prospects to your website here at Financial Halo, you're going to have a very high probability that you're going to have 7, 8 of them or even more of them do business with you. Why? Because they're going to recognize the need that they have in one of these halos. Or they're certainly going to know somebody that needs one of these halos. So I believe your conversion rate is going to be extremely high. As you saw the compensation plan a minute ago, I want you to also think about this. How much money are you going to be able to make with our compensation plan when you add or aggregate all of the compensation that you're going to be earning from your efforts and the efforts of your organization in each one of those halos? Some of your organizations are going to focus in on maybe my debt halo. Some of your organization is going to focus in on my health halo. Some of your organization is going to focus in on my FOREX Halo. But you as the upline are getting paid on all of those halos, all non-licensed halos. You're going to benefit from all of the income generated. Now, some of the licensed stuff, like, for example, my insurance halo, you're going to need to get licensed to earn the overrides from that particular halo. But again, all of the non-licensed halos, and by the way, there are 3 others that I did not even touch on that I'm very excited about bringing on board. But you get the idea here. Our objective is your prospect is going to come to your website. They're going to click on one of these tabs, these boxes, these halos, and it's then going to take them into the next page where they're going to see a very nice video about the services. They're going to get, they can read the content about the services, and then they're going to enter their name, their email, and phone number should they want further information. At that point, they're then connected with our partner, and our partners then take over from start to finish. They take over the entire sales process, and once the sales process is done, you're going to earn the commission, and that's how little of an activity that you guys have to do. Bring your prospect and let Financial Halo and our partners take over from there, and you get paid for doing that very, again, little activity. Now, in closing the call, I want to transition here and talk about our field marketing system. We're very excited about this. I know that Paul and Doug and other leaders are very excited because this is going to systemize our company. You know, I'm a firm believer of technology. I love technology. We're using technology here on the call today, but I also believe that technology has hurt our industry. Why? Because we have people out there thinking that they can join the network marketing world and sit in their home in front of their computer and make multi-millions of dollars. That may be true for a select few of us out there, but it's not for the masses. You see, people in our industry still need that interaction. They need to go to meetings. They need to meet people. They need to engage their prospects with the leadership in the area. They need the mentorship. They need somebody in the local market to say, hey, I'll help you. Although your sponsor is in New York or in Japan, I'm here to help you in this local market. And that's what we're creating here with this field management system. Picture this for a second, ladies and gentlemen. Picture that every major city in the U.S., in fact, worldwide, by the way, as we're going to start appointing people worldwide here very quickly. Imagine every major city in the U.S. that has a meeting going on every single week. and a training in that city every 30 days. What would that do for your organization? What would that do for the consistency in building your organization? It's going to absolutely solidify your business. You live in California, but you've got somebody in Florida. What really can you do to help them build their organization other than support them via phone, which is a big support? But that person, again, needs some local assistance there in Florida. So what we're going to be doing here is appointing regional directors in every major city. They'll be overseen by senior regional directors, and they'll be overseen by state directors. And we have now added one other layer, which is going to be our national directors. And there's a lot of checks and balances, ladies and gentlemen, that we also accomplish by creating this type of a system. Because of our product lines that we're rolling out and our services out there, we have to be very careful that our associates out there don't misrepresent any of our services. So we're going to be very compliance driven, and these trainings that are going to happen on a local basis are going to be very, very important. Our regions are going to be split up according to populations. We won't get into a lot of details on this call, but that regional director in San Francisco, in Tampa, in New York, every single week is going to be doing a presentation. And the presentation is going to be a broad brush overview, as you've just seen on the webinar here, as to why a person should join our company, why a person should take the assistance of some of these areas that they may be dealing with in their life, and so on. So they're going to be doing these weekly meetings. But every 30 days or so, they're going to do a training for all the new associates in their marketplace. Now, the cost of this training is going to be very minimal, $350, to really come into this training and understand each one of these halos, what they can and they cannot do. They're going to understand the compensation plans and so on. We are very big on training. Training is absolutely paramount. It's been proven time in and time out in the MLM industry that those that attend training do extremely well versus those that don't go to training. So we're going to really emphasize and we're going to add in some incentives for people to attend these training classes and so on. Now, why in the world would any of you want to take on one of these coveted positions? Well, my philosophy has always been that I'm already doing this as a leader. Over the last 25 years, I have done meetings with my organization all over the country. We've had leaders in our organization doing these such meetings all over the country, all over the world. But here's the reality. We never got paid for doing these trainings. Sure, we had the incentive to do these meetings and trainings with our organization, because if our organization bills, we build automatically. However, I also know that I helped a lot of people in my region that were not part of my organization, but I was never compensated for that. So in this situation, our regional directors are going to earn $100 per person that they train. So let me draw this picture out for you. This regional director in San Francisco has been doing a weekly meeting for the last 4 weeks. 30 days from now, they have 20 new associates that come to their training class. Well, they just made $2,000 for that one day worth of training. But some of these leaders, some of these regional directors are going to have hundreds of people attending their trainings. I guarantee it. As you build your organization, you work with the leadership in your market, your whole market is going to grow. Hence, there will be more and more people attending your training. When you have 100 people attend your training, you just made $10,000 for that one day. The senior associates, the senior regional directors that are overseeing a number of their regional directors in their territory are going to be paid $50. Now, they're not doing the training. So, for example, you have a senior that's appointed in the Bay Area, in the California Bay Area, San Francisco market, and they're overseeing maybe 3 or 4, maybe 5 regional directors. Now, next Saturday, there may be 3 or 4 classes going on, and maybe there's 100 people that are attending training somewhere in the Bay Area, while the senior regional just picked up $50 per head, or in this example, if there's 100 people in his market or her market, they just made $5,000 for that Saturday, and they did not do any of this training. Their objective is to make sure that the region is growing. They're going to visit each of these meetings and be a guest speaker, and those types of activities is what they're going to be remunerated for. So you can see how quickly these dollars add up for these coveted positions. Our state director, their objective is to grow their entire marketplace. They're going to get $50 per person. So, state of California, for example, they have 500 people somewhere in the state attending a training next Saturday. Well, they just made $25,000 for that one Saturday. And by the way, this income is beyond the income that they generate from the organization that they're building. This has nothing to do with the compensation model. This is a subset. This is a separate entity to help grow our company and help you grow your organizations. The state director position is a very, very coveted position. We also have national directors. We're going to appoint probably about 6 national directors. They'll be overriding a number of states. And for every student, every new associate that goes through a training class, they're going to pick up $20. And you can see again, let's say you're overriding 8 states. You got 2,000 new associates going through a training class next Saturday. Well, you just made $40,000 for that one day. So again, some very, very coveted positions, some very lucrative positions. Now, here's here's a very, very important thought that that I want to emphasize here. If I was building an organization with Financial Halo today as a leader, here's what I would do. I would reach out to every builder in the MLM division, in the MLM industry, and invite them to come over here and take one of these coveted positions. Most of these leaders are outstanding leaders. They're outstanding trainers. They're outstanding speakers, but they've never been remunerated for that effort that they do. Here they can be rewarded for all of those skill sets that they have. But for you, in doing that, imagine for a moment if you had 10, 20, 30 regional directors. Maybe you had a couple senior regional directors. Maybe you had a couple state directors that were appointed that are in your downline that are appointed to these coveted positions. Even if you don't want one of these coveted positions, perhaps you don't want anything to do with it. You just simply want to build a big organization with Financial Halo, but you don't want to take on the task of these positions. But what if you had, again, 5 or 10 or 20 of these individuals that are appointed in your downline? What does that do for your downline? Here's what it does. When the next thing that pops up in our industry tries to get your leader's attention, your leader's not going anywhere. They're going to stay here because they certainly don't want to miss out on these types of potential revenues that they can generate in these coveted positions. And what that does is, again, solidifies your downline in building on a very, very huge basis on a worldwide basis. By the way, again, keep in mind, we are going to be appointing regional directors, senior regional directors, province and country directors on a worldwide basis. So keep that very much in mind as you're reaching out to your contact base in our industry. We're also going to be appointing cultural ambassadors. We're very excited about this. We're going to be appointing 14 individuals that will be working with each other. The country will be split right in the middle, and we'll have an East Coast, West Coast ambassador in these various different areas to assist you in building your organizations and assist your teams in building these various different different sectors, segments. Now, very quickly, I'm running out of time, and I'm sorry I'm speeding up here, but we have some incredible people that we have already appointed in the FMS system, and we have a lot more that Ken Newton is ready to appoint, and we'll be putting some pictures of these key individuals on our upcoming webinars. But I want to give you guys a couple email addresses for those of you that are on the call here today that may be interested in these coveted positions, or you know someone that would absolutely fit these positions. What we'd like you to do is send Ken at financialhalo.com an email and let him know that you're interested in one of these positions. He'll fire back an email with some of the things that he's requesting. If you have any interest in becoming a president of one of these coveted divisions, we'd like you to do the same thing. Send Ken an email. If you believe yourself or somebody you know should be one of our master distributors, we have 8 slots still open here in the U.S. We are evaluating some of the very high-level industry leaders right now, and we'll be probably appointing a couple more in the coming week here. If you have any interest in the field marketing system, again, shoot an email over to fms@financialhalo.com. And if you have any products or technologies that you'd like us to take a look at, send me an email at sunil@financialhalo.com. Very quickly, if you have the time to jump on the webinar 30 minutes from now for my FOREX Halo, and you don't have the link for it, it's very easy to get on that call. I'll leave this slide up here for the next minute or two. But simply go to www.joingotowebinar.com, joingotowebinar.com, and then enter the code that you see there, the 9-digit code, 914-322-409, and you'll get a chance to hear from Mr. Steve DeWitt as to what our plans are for my FOREX Halo. Folks, we really appreciate, sorry for the long call here. We appreciate the latitude. We have a lot of information, as you just heard, to share with you. We hope that you're as excited as we are. And by the way, we are going to probably be able to roll out our enrollment site probably on Monday. We apologize for the slight delay because of the holidays. Our programmers were not able to get the final touches done. Again, it's a beta site, but the site will allow you to start enrolling associates. We're not taking any business on board with our partners yet, but you'll be able to start building your genealogy, and we hope to get that email out to you on Monday. Don't hold us to it, but we're pretty confident it's coming out to you on Monday. With that, have a wonderful weekend, and we look forward to having you back on our 11:30, 2:30 East Coast call here to learn a little